Dear Steve, my name is Chris, and I've tossed around the idea of contacting your show for several months now. Here's the story. Around Christmas time, I took a trip to visit my mom. My mom had to stay with a friend and ended up living with Nika and her 2 sons. Steve, when I went there, it made me cry to see the conditions that this 3-year-old boy was living in. I found out that on a regular basis that her son was locked in an upstairs bedroom with all of the windows covered with blankets in a pitch-black room for sometimes 15 hours at a time, only being let out long enough to eat some crackers or etc. and locked right back in the room. I went upstairs when I got there because I could hear screaming coming from that same room. I broke into the room to find the darkness that was really hard to see through. They had even removed the light bulb so that he couldn't accidentally turn the light on. They were keeping him in a crib, and he's 3, and being tall enough to jump out of it, but not quite. I walked up to the crib to find him acting like some kind of animal, trying to get out of a cage. Steve, when he saw me, he was pretty much willing to throw himself out of the crib and hit the floor to get to me. I went up, and he was wearing a full pajama suit, and the entire thing was covered with urine. It was terrible, beyond terrible. There were weeks' worth of ripped-up diapers around his crib where he was ripping the diapers off himself and literally shredding them. Even his mattress was shredded where the boy had gone almost insane trying to get out. He can barely speak and is 3 years old. Steve, they've even left him alone many times, and he's gotten a hold of metal objects and stuck them in electrical sockets. He's nearly killed himself twice, and once he was completely white and shaking and received absolutely no medical treatment.
Nakia, he was talking about your son.
Yes.
What he is saying, is that true?
Somewhat, yes. I was lazy and didn't really realize what I was doing, but things has changed now. I mean, his dad's involved, and I'm going through counseling and everything.
Stand up.
Why?
Why? Because if you can't make your child comfortable, why will you be comfortable on my stage? Excuse me?
I said I didn't realize what I was doing.
You might not have realized, but you're going to realize it now, and I want you to stand your ass out of my chair.
You are a liar. You're an absolute liar. How do you think you can let these kids live in these kind of conditions?
I don't
these
know
kids,
more.
If I wouldn't have been there, these kids would still be living like this.
You know, you're not telling the truth.
Yes, I am, Jane.
I counted from the time that you put him in that bed at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you didn't get him out of that bed until 1, 2 o'clock the next day. You would yell at him because he shredded his diaper. He would grab whatever was on the table from the night before, or a flat can of soda, or a candy bar, or a bag of chips. You know that.
She's saying he's standing there, Mommy, 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 I want you. And you go off and take a shower so you can go out partying with your friends? Maybe we could do something to get your mind right so you will feed your son, clean him. When he says, Mommy, I need you, you'll put your arms around him, sit down with him,
I do
talk to him.
now.
No, you don't do it now. You don't do it now. She just talked about a story that just happened. If you don't start admitting what you're doing, how am I going to help you? You can start admitting what you're doing and take responsibility, and we can get you help. Or we'll just step in, get involved, and make sure that your son gets taken away and gets taken care of. I'm not going to yell at you for the decision that you make. I'm not going to get mad. Because right now, my main concern is that 3-year-old boy. So I want to know is, do you really want to be a mother?
Yes, I do.
So we're going to do everything we can to help you. But don't think you're going to walk off the stage and I'm going to forget about you.
I know.